Hi guys, how are you? Today I decided to do something different. I was browsing on Sephora website and I thought, why not to do bestsellers of Sephora? And I went and pretty much grabbed all the current bestsellers on Sephora. Most of the stuff I already have in my collection. They're my loved and holy grail. Some stuff I never tried in my life and I am super excited. So I have this whole bunch of goodies that are current Sephora bestsellers, and we're gonna try them all today on the face. So it's gonna be like first impressions, holy grail. Just gonna talk about all these goodies and whether they worth your money and whether they worth the hype. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. So first thing first, we're gonna remove my hair from my face. I have nothing on my face except a moisturizer. I think I'm gonna start with the eyes first. So the first thing we're gonna put on the eyes is the primer. And I thought probably the most hype talked about primer for the eyeshadow is Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I have the original one. That's like the hype of the hype of the hype. Oh my gosh, somebody's car just went bananas. So we're gonna put it on the eyes, and I have like a deluxe sample because I just never went and bought it. I love my MAC Paint Pot Primer, and this one is just my holy grail, but I recently tried this one. I never tried, believe it or not, never tried this primer before, and I'm actually enjoying it. I do prefer my MAC. It gives me some coverage for the eyelids, so I don't see any extra things that I don't want to see, but this primer lets the eyeshadow pop more than with MAC primer. I just prefer MAC a tiny bit more. The current bestseller at Sephora for the eyeshadow, you probably guessed which one it is. It is the Norvina Anastasia's Beverly Hills new release. I haven't tried it, I haven't swatched it, I saw videos, but I didn't try it myself, so I'm kind of curious to see how this palette goes, but this is gonna be a first impression. I never tried it. I did look at the colors, but I'd never swatched anything or played with any of the shades. Oh, how did I make it already dirty? Gosh dang it. So these are all the shades. They're more like in a purple tone family. I really like how this palette looks. They have shimmers on the top and mattes on the bottom. The Soul and Love, these two shades look like they have some glitter in them. Everything else looks no, actually base looks also has some glitter, which is kind of strange, I guess. But let's see, let's try this eyeshadow. I'm not particularly liking this brush, the one that comes with the palette, so I'm gonna use my own brushes just because I'm that annoying. Right now it's early morning. I'm recording, had to get up at 9 because I have so many things to do today. So the first shade I'm gonna use is base. I should probably grab a flat brush. I'm just gonna set my primer with that shade. So as I was saying that I have a lot of things to do today. I have my oil change for the car appointment, and then I have my nail appointment. Thank God I actually gonna do my nails. Look at this disaster, like it all grew so badly. That's what happens when your nail girl goes on vacation for a month. Tanya, if you're watching this is your fault that I have such a hideous and ugly nails. Yeah, I found somebody that will take me for one time so I can actually fix this hideous situation because I just can't. The base shade is not completely matte, but it's not glitter. It's more like a satin, like some sheen, which is actually pretty cool. I don't even know what kind of look I'm going for today. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab the shade Love, the pinkish shade. Oh, that's very powdery. Gosh dang it. I heard about that it's powdery, but I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know where my camera stopped working, so as I was saying, I'm really glad that I decided to do my eyes before I did the rest of my makeup because this powder is super dusty. A lot of powder comes off when you start kicking off the excess, but strangely enough, you get so much pigment nonetheless. It's incredible. I kind of don't mind the powderiness of this palette. And I really like this shade. It's really pretty. I'm noticing some skipping happening, but I think that's the primer itself, I noticed this thing happening with the primer here and there. That's why I don't like so much Urban Decay, because I find it very inconsistent. Sometimes my eyeshadow skips, sometimes it doesn't, so I don't think that's the fault of the eyeshadow. I think that's the fault of the primer itself, which is not looking too cute. I'm gonna grab the brush that comes with the palette because I'm too lazy to go and grab normal brush, and I'm just gonna use the shade Passion and focus more on the outer corner. This shade, by the way, not as powdery as the shade Love, the first shade that we used, well, the second shade that we used actually, which is nice. I hate right now my primer because it doesn't let me work with the palette. Such an unreliable primer. I don't like it. I tried it so badly to like it. I can't. It's inconsistent. Sometimes it works great, sometimes it doesn't. The eyeshadow does look brighter and more pigmented and more, you know, more colorful with this primer, but the inconsistency, I can't. Pissing me off. I don't think it's worth the hype. I think you're way better off with the MAC Paint Pot. That primer is very much consistent, always works, and it's incredible. It's super amazing. I like that primer a lot. This brush, by the way, is so scratchy. My eye is freaking hurting right now. I don't like this brush. No good. I tried to like you. You failed. I think we're kind of ready to go for the glittery shades. I just don't know which one I want to use. I'm gonna go in the shade Celestial, the purple shade in here. Oh, but that shade, it is so good. Even with the dry brush, let's do the wet one. Pretty sure it's gonna be even better. Oh my god, I love it. I feel like I'm having 2 times in a row this same pretty much look. I just did review of a Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Wall collection, and I think I did very similar look. I think I did purple, right? I guess purple is the new shade of the summer. Even though Morphe was similar, the shades are not the same. Like, it was beautiful, that palette. What was the palette name? I forgot. The one that did the purple. If you're curious about it, you can go and check that video. I'll try to link it below if I don't forget, obviously. That palette was really pretty. It is an awesome purple family, but the shades are slightly, well, they're different, obviously. They're not identical, and I really like that palette. And I like this palette too. Oh my god. I'm living for this. This is a very pretty palette, even though it's super dusty and super powdery. You have no issues blending. The pigmentation is there. It's just overall, it's really, really good. I think I'm gonna grab a smaller brush, and I'm just gonna try to focus more on the inner corner, and I'm gonna go in the shade Wild Child, more like a pinkish shade in here. My camera is not behaving today too well. It keeps turning off. I'm loving this look. It's so good. Why didn't I buy it before? Honestly, I was not expecting to like this palette as much as I do. It is a mess. Like, I have a lot of fallout here. Like, I have nothing really on my face, or a little bit maybe. But honestly, I think it is a really, really good palette. I'm very much familiar with Anastasia's Beverly Hills palettes in general. I think I have all of them except the Subculture. That one, well, I never bought it because everyone just said it sucks, kind of. So I never went ahead and bought it. But every other palette I do have, and I love Anastasia's palettes in general. Honestly, I didn't expect to like this palette as much. It is very beautiful, turned out really pretty. I'm gonna come back to this palette later to finish the eyes. For now, we're gonna do the eyeliner. The bestseller on Sephora for the eyeliners is, ta-da! Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. I love this liner. I do get it why it is the bestseller. It is my holy grail liner. It never ever bleeds on my inner corners. It stays a whole day. It is matte. It is good. I have it for, I think, a year and a half at least. And I mean, I don't use it every day, but it, like, after a year and a half, it's still there. Probably already expired, but whatever. It is there. It doesn't dry out. It is very much a good investment in my personal opinion. I had other liners that dried out in half a year and I wasn't even using them. Like, I used them like once or twice. So this is a really great formula. I highly recommend this liner. This is the first time I probably didn't scrub my eyeliner. Usually I do one eye and then I do the second eye, and then I have to adjust the first eye because I overdid the second eye. I know. it's complicated. Life is complicated with eyeliner. I hate eyeliners. Well, I do like eyeliners. It's just not that great with eyeliners. I always apply it very much inconsistently. But again, yes, like it's amazing eyeliner. I think it's one of the best eyeliners on the market, and I do understand the hype with this liner. Let's move to the mascara. And you probably know which mascara is the best seller, the most hype over God knows how many years. And it is Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. I did grab a small one because I'm very picky with my mascaras and I wanted to try a small one. I never tried it, believe it or not. I never tried this mascara before. I heard it is very similar to L'Oreal Lash Paradise, and I'm not the biggest fan of L'Oreal Lash Paradise because I feel like it doesn't give me enough. Like, I want a little bit more. It gives me volume but not enough length, and I want both, so I never got the Too Faced. Maybe some of you guys know, but I have issues with mascara transferring on my lids. This is something that I'm struggling. Most of mascaras do transfer on my lids, so I'm really much picky and I choose only what really works for me. Even though I haven't found one mascara that doesn't transfer at all, ever. They all do transfer at some point or another, but just some transfer way more than the others. So I like to be more confident with my mascaras, so I'm really picky. And I'm gonna try this today and I'm gonna wear it for the whole day, and I'm gonna update you guys in the description how this mascara wore on my oily lids, so in case you have the same situation as I do, you know if you should purchase that or not. I'm not really the biggest on the wand situation because it's just so huge for my smaller eyes. I'm just gonna apply it on the upper lashes because I still need to do some makeup on the lower part, so I'm not gonna apply mascara in there. Honestly, it doesn't wow me. I much more prefer my L'Oreal Voluminous False Fiber Lashes or Hourglass Caution Extreme Length Mascara, or whatever that name is. That mascara is so good. It is really good at separating your lashes. It doesn't wow me. I like my other mascaras way better than this. I think I'm done with eyes for now. I'm gonna come back and finish the under eye situation, but for now we're gonna move to the face. The current bestseller on Sephora right now for the primers is Tatcha the Steel Canvas Filter Finish Protective Primer. I have a sample. I don't have the full size. I'm gonna be honest, I did try this primer before. It's not my first impression. I find this primer to be, well, first of all, it's super expensive. Why it is $62? Like, what is so magical about this primer? I don't get it. I find it a little bit inconsistent. I tried it on multiple occasions and I just don't see what extra this primer does. It says it filters away imperfections and impurities. Honestly, I have my other primers like Professional or Dr. Brand Pore something primer or Cover FX that do better job than this primer does with covering imperfections. And the other thing that I noticed about this primer is that it's, again, with same situation as with Urban Decay, I find this primer to be very much inconsistent. One time I applied the primer and I think I either skipped a spot on my face or something happened, so where I didn't apply the primer, I had a trouble spot blending my foundation, and the whole day I was looking at the spot and I couldn't just believe it, like what the heck is going on. And it never ever happened with any other primer that I ever tried, so this one was kind of strange, and I'm sure that's the primer because there was nothing else new that I tried that day. Like, I don't see any difference that it does to my face to justify the price of this primer. And it just, I find that there is really nothing special about this primer, in my personal opinion, for my oily skin. And it feels like almost it sits on top of the skin. It doesn't want to melt it for some reason. For the foundation, it happens to be that the bestseller on Sephora is my holy grail foundation that you heard many times me talking about. It is Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation. It is amazing. I do understand why it is the bestseller. It is good. If you have oily skin, you would love this foundation. It is full coverage. It is good. The only bad part about this foundation, it has no pump. It has this awful bottle that you need to pour somewhere to apply it on your face. I hate that fact about this foundation, but this foundation just stays on your face. Nothing beats this foundation. Like, I haven't found one foundation that beats this one in any way, shape or form. Nothing just as good as this. And I've been trying so many foundations recently. This is not like a new foundation by any means, and it's still a bestseller on Sephora. And honestly, I highly recommend it. If there was one product that I stay behind no matter what, it is this foundation, because if you are oily, you would love this foundation. Like, it is full coverage, don't get me wrong. If you don't like full coverage, you're not gonna like this foundation. But if you like full coverage, you would love this foundation. Let's move to the concealer and cover this nasty situation on my face that I look like a crazy person right now. So the current bestseller on Sephora for the concealers is Too Faced Born This Way Super Coverage Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. That's how it looks. I haven't tried it. I don't know how it works. I have the shade Vanilla, and I just pray to God that it works from my skin. The bottle is super cute, and it's a fairly new release and very much hyped release. I never tried it. My camera is not wanting to behave today at all. It just keeps turning off. And as I was saying that I never tried this concealer before, I really like my drugstore concealers like Catrice and Makeup Revolution. I recently fell back in love with my AG1 from Maybelline, and I find that really nothing beats these concealers, and I just don't see the point of buying something more expensive, and I can buy the same from a drugstore. So pretty hard with my concealers. It is very thick and it looks like it's gonna be like full coverage concealer. I really like it. Covering all my dark spots, all my nasty, not enough sleep spots. It's looking good. I see what you guys talking about when you talk about this concealer is being so good. Oh my god. Yes, love it. It is really good concealer. It is very high in coverage. I'm gonna see how it wears through the day, because what can happen is that I can get very greasy. So that happens. This is out of my good concealer list. So let's start the concealer before it gets a chance to crease on me. I don't know if it creases easily or not. I think it does, because I see it settling in my lines already. So the best seller on Sephora for the powder is Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Powder. Now, Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I love it. It is amazing. It's my holy grail. It is, I think, in my personal humble opinion, it is the best powder out there. Second place I would give to Maybelline Loose Powder, but this one is really great. Yes, I do cover all my face in powder because I'm oily. I need all the extra matte possibility I can have. As I said, I love this powder. I think it is an amazing powder. Let's move to the bronzers now, and you probably know that too. Very much hyped bronzer on the market still, even though it's not a new release. It is Benefit Hoola bronzer. I recently purchased it to try it because I got sick and tired of hearing about this bronzer over and over and over again. And let me tell you, even though I think it is a great bronzer, I don't think it's necessarily the best. I have some of my drugstore bronzers from like NYC bronzer that is like less than $5, and I prefer that one a little bit more. It is a good bronzer, don't get me wrong. I just don't feel like it is the best bronzer out there. I discovered my new thing of applying the bronzer, so I like to apply my bronzer while my baking powder is still on, so I get like this more flawless look than I would get if I would apply my bronzer when there is no extra powder on my face. I don't know, there's something about this bronzer that I'm not 100% on board. It is looking good on my face. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. There is something strange about it. It's just either me being crazy, paranoid, or just something about this bronzer, I guess, that bothers me so much that I cannot get on board with this bronzer. Even though there is really nothing wrong with this bronzer. I wear it, I don't know. I guess I just like my $5 bronzer a little bit more, and it does exactly the same thing, so I guess I cannot justify the reason why would I buy this bronzer. Because my other one is pretty much a perfect dupe for this bronzer, and it does the same thing, so that's pretty much, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Let's kick off the extra powder from the face. I'm looking a little bit crazy without my eyebrows, with partially all my eyes done and no lipstick whatsoever. And I think I'm gonna do my eyebrows before I do the rest of the makeup because it just drives me bananas. I look very much crazy without my eyebrows. And you probably guessed, the bestseller on Sephora for the eyebrows is Anastasia's Beverly Hills Brow Base. I think it is a great brow product, but it's not the best. I find the new Kat Von D Signature Brow Pencil is a little bit better than this one. I do love this pencil. I used to use it religiously every single day for the past God knows how many years because I obviously have no brows. But I recently discovered Kat Von D and it just kind of overshadowed this brow pencil, and really I don't think anything at this point beats Kat Von D pencil, and I really like that pencil a little bit more than I like this one, even though this one is still pretty good. So I'm gonna do really quickly my eyebrows. Like you see, it is a good brow pencil. It does really good job. I find Kat Von D does a little bit better job, and that's way easier to create this effect of brows, like the hairs, a little bit easier because of how it's shaped than it is with the browies. What a difference brows do to the rest of your face. I think it is such a important step to have and to do. If you're putting full face of your makeup, you have to have your eyebrows done. Like, you cannot just not apply anything on your eyebrows if you have the same eyebrows as I do. Girls that have a lot of eyebrows, I hate you. I hate you so much. The eyebrows are done. We're looking a little bit more, I guess, normal. I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish with the rest of the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and grab shade Love, the second technical shade that we used on the eyes, and just really blend it on the lower lash, connecting the top with the lower part. I'm really enjoying this look. I didn't think I would like this palette as much as I actually do. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead on the shade Passion, the one that we applied in their outer corner, and just focus closer to the lash line, lower lash line. I'm gonna go grab the shade Well Child again and just make sure my inner corner is all good and pretty. And I think we're done with the eye look. Oh, I love it. I love how it turned out. It is beautiful. I'm just gonna apply mascara. Say mascara better than sex on the lower lash. I hate this brush. It's so huge for my tiny eyes. How do I apply that? I'm not liking this mascara mostly because of the wand. The brush itself is just too big for my tiny eyes, and I just transfer everything on my lower. Well, whatever. It is what it is. I'm done. Okay, let's do the blush now. And even though on Sephora website the bestseller was NARS Orgasm Blush, I didn't purchase it, never tried it, but I know I'm not gonna like it because it is glittery, and I don't like glitter blush. I don't like glitter blush. So the second bestseller for the blush was Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush. It happens to be that I have this one. I purchased this Blush Bazaar. I don't think it's available anymore, but it's the same Amazonian Clay brush. I keep saying brushes. They're the same Amazonian Clay blushes that you can find in the regular collection. So I figure out it is technically the theme. I really like Tarte's Amazonian Clay blushes. I think they are good. They last the whole day. They're pigmented enough and they're just great. I'm all for them. I do think they are that great. Now is the time for the highlighter, and the current bestseller for the highlighter is, well, it's technically a combo of two, but as a highlighter it's also a bestseller. I'm talking about the Fenty Beauty Killawatt Freestyle highlighter. I have the combo that is currently the bestseller on Sephora, but the highlighter itself is also a bestseller. I have the shade Hustler Baby, and honestly, if you want to purchase Fenty Beauty highlighter, I would highly recommend going and grabbing the combo together, because I don't think that you need in your lifetime more than you get in here for the highlighter. So technically you should be pretty much fine just having the small one for the rest of your life and spending $28 on the small one and the lip gloss and still enjoying the same highlighter. I mean, that's granted the shade matches you. If you have a deeper skin, I'm not sure if you're gonna like this highlighter because it might be too light for you. But this highlighter is everything. It's one of my current favorites. I do like my drugstore highlighters. I think they work almost as great. It's just this one, there's something special about this highlighter, and it's just so pretty. It's so nice. I like it. It is not a shy highlighter. You're gonna be seen from far away, but it's definitely an amazing, amazing highlighter. I really like it. Finally, we got to the point that I actually put something on my lips so I don't look as crazy. Sephora recently brought MAC into their store, well, at least online. I don't know if they're in store yet. The current bestseller for the lipstick is actually MAC lipstick, and it is a matte lipstick, and I have the shade 611 Please Me. And believe it or not, I never tried anything from MAC except the paint pot, and I was really curious to try it. It is really cute, traditional MAC bullet lipstick, so I'm really curious to see how it wears throughout the day. I don't have a lip liner. I didn't grab a lip liner, so we're gonna apply this lipstick without lip liner, and I think we're pretty much fine with the shade. It should match with our eyes, no problem, right? Ooh. It's a little bit brighter than I thought it would. Okay. It has a very interesting formula. It feels very like drying, but at the same time it feels very like matte and dry, but at the same time it glides like very creamy. Really strange. I kind of like it. I don't think it necessarily matches the eyes so much. I think we have a little bit too much on the face, but it is what it is. I really like so far this lipstick. I'll put in the description box below how it wears throughout the day, but so far so good. I think it's gonna be a very long-lasting lipstick, just judging by the texture. It feels so far it feels very much comfortable on my lips. I don't feel like it's drying my lips yet, at least. So we are done with the bestsellers, the current bestsellers of Sephora. I'm really liking how it turned out. Most of the stuff are my holy grails, the stuff that I like and they truly understand why they're the bestsellers. There were a few things that we tried for the first time. I really like the concealer, Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. I'm really liking how it is looking. So far so good. I'll see as the day progresses how it all wears. I forgot about the final step. It is the setting spray, and it is the bestseller. It is Urban Decay All Nighter. I do get it why it is the bestseller. It is really an amazing spray. And I like to drench my face in the spray. I think at this point we put everything on the face, did we? We did, right? And I feel like I'm gonna wrap the things up and just give you my thoughts on the first impressions that I tried today. Norvina pleasantly surprised me. I didn't think I would love this palette as much as I actually did. I do think it is powdery, but it is a gorgeous, very easy to blend palette. I really enjoyed. Some new thoughts on the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion Original. I don't like it. I feel like it is very inconsistent. Sometimes it makes your eyeshadow skip, sometimes it blends well. I don't know what's the deal with that. I'm just gonna keep on trying this primer and trying to like this primer. MAC lipstick, so far so good. I really like the color. I wish it was a little bit more muted than it is because of just the look, but it looks okay. It doesn't look too crazy. I'll see how it wears. So far so good. It is definitely sliding into the more matte formula than it was before. It was a little bit more creamy in the beginning. Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I don't feel like it does enough for my lashes. They look good. I don't like the brush itself. I find it too huge, and I see a lot of mascara on my lower under eye area right now, which is not looking too cute. I have to clean that mess, but I'll see if it transfers or not at all on my upper lid. And if it doesn't, maybe I'll continue using it. But so far, it's an okay, nothing crazy, not too crazy about it. Was there anything else that I tried for the first time? Like, I didn't try it for the first time, but the primer is not something, the Tatcha primer is, I just cannot get on board with this primer. It's not worth the dollar bills, in my personal opinion. I don't think it does anything crazy, anything extra that's worth the high price tag. I think I covered pretty much all of it. As I said, I'm gonna put in the description below how the new stuff, the first impression stuff, wore throughout the day. But at this point, we are done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on my Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.